Hello, namaste, good afternoon, everyone. I am Priyanka Aryal, moderator for today's online session, session number 31, Personal Branding in Digital Age. I welcome you all to the another exciting and inspiring Orator House session. This program is initiated by Think and Grow in collaboration with Possible Foundation and education partner is the Next Education Consultancy. Like every other week, we are again here with a new and interesting topic and with a young and inspiring speaker. In this competitive era, we all need to differentiate ourselves from others because we all are here to sell our skills and ourselves in the market. And that's the situation where we use the term personal branding. And to know more about it today, we have a very special and charming guest with us, Miss Sweta Sherchan. Sherchan is a digital marketing professional and trainer. She has spent 4 plus 4 years working as a digital market in various sectors like real estate, industry, creative branding, agency, corporate, non-profit organization, and also as a freelancer trainer and marketer. Her company, Sherchan Consultancy Private Limited, provides customized digital solutions, also provides digital marketing trainers training to colleges, organizations, and individuals. Her digital marketing courses are specialized and tailored especially for entrepreneurs and offline with offline and online. Hello,
Hi, Priyanka. How are
a
you?
very warm. I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much.
A very warm welcome to our show.
Priyanka, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Thank you so much for inviting.
So, how are you doing on this pandemic?
In a way, if I have to talk about pandemic, lot of work, lot of work, and apart from that, garme bosirako chu and just doing my home thing. So yeah.
Okay, so before starting this session, I would like to inform you about the format of this session. This session
Mhm.
is divided into two parts. In first part, you will share your views in the topic of the day, and in the second part, we will have an interaction round in which I will ask the various questions received by us from the viewers from by through different platforms and I would also like to request all the viewers who is watching us can drop their question in the comment box. We will try to address everyone's query and doubt. So, do you have anything to ask or about this format?
No, nothing. Thank you.
So we can proceed now. That's all from my side. Now the floor is yours.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. So, Priyanka, first of all, I'm so happy and excited to be a part of this particular session. And आजको topic पनि जुन मलाई दिएको छ, which is personal branding in a digital age, and that is एकदमै relevant. I think from the time when I started, like when I look back at my own journey. So, I want to tell you what personal branding means to me and how I have leveraged it and how other people can also leverage it. Probably I'll try to sum up all of it in a first half that we are talking about, right? So when I talk about personal branding for in a digital age, for me, I look at it as a marketing strategy. I look at it as a marketing strategy where I understand me being a part of a business. I myself am running a very small company. So, me being a part of a business myself, we want to work with the people whom we can relate to. We want to work with the people who are similar or like-minded. We want to work with the people who have a similar kind of a mission and vision. So for me, personal branding is a tool, is a marketing strategy that allows us to express ourselves, to share our mission and vision so that people can understand us, people can relate to us, and so I tell all the time. So there's two things about personal branding that I tell it all the time. Do not look at personal branding at any other thing apart from a marketing strategy. And another thing is personal branding is important for anybody who is looking to attract investor, who's looking to attract team, who's looking to build a business, who's looking to have an impact even in a politics, finance, any sector you are in. If you want to attract right people in your team, in your work that you do, so if you want to leverage that, then definitely personal branding is a way to go. Now, when I say personal branding, how can we build personal brand? So I think I always like to say to my students that to build a personal brand, there are simple ways. We all have a personal brand of our own. It's just that we probably have not sat down and thought through it in a process. So त्यो process को लागि पनि मैले केही कुराहरू निकालेको छु. Over the period of time that I've found, there is a way to find कि मेरो personal brand के हो. जस्तो कि I call myself Sweta Sherchan and I'm a digital marketer, and that's what I have personal brand myself. But tomorrow, Priyanka can personal brand herself if she has a different interest. But if she wants to, she can build her own brand in a one niche. So personal branding, when I talk about how to find personal branding, first ask yourself, what do you stand for? I stand for as a person. I love entrepreneurship. I love business. I love digital marketing. So what I choose to do it, I want to stand myself as a digital marketer. So Priyanka can choose as well. What does she want to stand for? And now the another question that I ask a lot of students, if you really want to build your personal brand, what do you need to do? The second thing is write down your vision, a long-term goal, and how are you going to monetize your personal brand? So that's the three things that I ask in a second part. So what's your long-term vision, and what do you want to do 5 years down the line, and how are you going to monetize? See, you can't build a personal brand on something that later can't be in terms of a monetization. It can be monetary monetization, or you want to build an impact. It can be both. So it can be money or it can build an impact. So there are a lot of people who have built a personal brand, and the amount of impact that they have created, that is a huge. So you need to know these two questions. So I think that's how I have understood myself. But also I want to say that personal branding is a always, it's a work in progress, which means uh, 4 years ago, how I used to brand myself, what I used to stand for as a digital marketer, can always evolve over the period of time, which means you need not have to be a same person as a person that you can start. It's a marketing strategy. It's not something, or it's not rocket science. It's a step-by-step process that we all can leverage it. So I think that what I want to say about personal branding, to build a personal brand, it takes a time. I think a lot of people are so impatient, because I do get to meet a lot of students, and personal branding is one of the topic that I've spoken in so many different events and shared so many different tools how to make your personal brand in a social media, in a digital world. So these are the things that I've been talking about a lot. But what I also get to hear is, uh, I want to build a personal brand, and how can I build a personal brand? People think that you can build a personal brand like this, like you decide one day and tomorrow you get up and you are a brand already. So it doesn't definitely happen that way. It takes a lot of a holistic approach. How are you going to network yourself? How are you going to use your digital space? What kind of content you are indulging yourself in? That being said, when you are a personal brand, it's really important to find a way to create a lot of content in a digital space. It can be through your social media, which is Facebook. And I see a lot of people using Facebook and Instagram for fun. Me being a digital marketer, I like to use it in a best possible way, and I call that as a content marketing. If you are trying to build a personal brand and you do good content marketing in your Instagram and Facebook, I think it's one of the, I can write it and give it to you, it's one of the most profitable marketing strategy as such. So yeah, I think that's what I want to say about personal branding. And one thing that I've heard, Priyanka, you might be surprised to know. I have a client, like I have done a personal branding projects as well. So I do the photo shoot, a professional looking photo shoot. I go to their social media. I go on a 1, 2, 3 meetings with them where I plan how their social media should look like, how they should represent themselves in their website. So this is the process that I follow. So I had taken the clients as well. However, funny stuff, somebody came to me and told me, okay, I want to build a personal brand, but I don't want to become a celebrity. Now that's quite funny. When the first time I heard about it, like, what is the similarity between, I mean, there is no similarity as such between personal brand and celebrity. But going back, I realized that there is a misconception that building a personal brand is becoming a celebrity. It's definitely not. I do understand that if you become a personal brand, you get a lot of opportunity to be a part of a different type of a content, where you get a lot of opportunity to be a part of events where your voice will be heard. And you if you have an opinion, I think it matters because you have built yourself as a brand, as a substantial person. But it was quite shocking for me for the very first time to realize. And then later I found out there are a lot of people who want to build a personal brand, but they're scared of the fact that, oh my god, I don't want to become a celebrity and all that. So I think there is nowhere any kind of a similarity between becoming a celebrity. Is celebrity, they are in the big screen, and their job is always to be in front of a camera. So that's their job, and they are always in a big screen, so that makes them a celebrity. However, personal branding is definitely, it's not. But there are a lot of personal brands or a lot of people in a different industry. They get the opportunity to also become a part of a big screen, but the choice is yours, whether you want to step there or you want to limit yourself with a certain. And there are so many different people, and they say that you have to be extrovert. Oh, tapai to bolnu huncha. You're kind of easy with the people and you can talk mazale. So yeah, it's easy for you to say that to build a personal brand, but no. I am talking about building a personal brand online, building it in a digital space, which means networking online, which means participating in an online group. I'm not sure, Priyanka, you're aware of it or not, but I love digital marketing, and that's how I've branded myself. I do teaching, I do training about digital marketing. So I have the specific group, which is Digital Marketing for Entrepreneur Group. So now that's a Facebook page where I talk to a lot of my people, and there are so many students whom I'm talking to. I provide a lot of value to them, and I'm trying to build that community online. Why? Because I know that I'm building a personal brand, but that's also a part of my business. And that's how I want to sum up when I say personal brand. It's not becoming celebrity. It is standing for something that you truly believe. In my case, it is digital marketing. I think I am very happy and proud representing that particular industry or a sector. But if Priyanka tomorrow wants to personal brand herself as somebody who has a different interest. So, what's your interest, Priyanka? Just let me ask you.
Interest, public
Something that,
speaking,
okay.
teaching, teaching.
Okay. Okay. So when you say teaching, I mean, there's a huge opportunity in an online space where you can teach, right? Now, what do you teach? So you have to be a little specific when you're trying to build a personal brand, because I'm also teaching, and I'm teaching digital marketing. And I've become very specific that I'm not teaching digital marketing for anyone or everyone. I want to teach digital marketing with the people who want to become an entrepreneur tomorrow. So I've filtered it for myself. So if anybody wants to build a person brand, like Priyanka wants to build a person brand, Priyanka can ask these questions to herself, that what Priyanka stand for and how Priyanka is going to put herself out there. So again, just a pro tip, I use a hashtag always called as hashtag digital marketing trainer. So I produce a lot of content which is related to digital marketing, and I don't do it because I'm a digital marketer only. I do it because I want to build a personal brand. So again, that is a pro tip, how you leverage your social media or your online space, how you put yourself out there, what kind of photo you are putting out, what kind of words you're using, how you talk to your community, and how you respond to people online. So this all definitely matters when you are trying to build a personal brand in digital space.
Thank you so much for presenting your views in such a wonderful way, and thank you for guiding the youngsters like me to how to brand themselves. And obviously, personal branding not just a process of becoming a celebrity.
Yeah.
In this
Thank
fast
you.
in this in this fast-paced this world, it's extremely important to be presentable and updated to move ahead in life. Personal branding using digital mediums can be helpful to enhance our career as well as business. It's true, and you already discussed it. Thank you for shedding some light into that. On this note, I would like to move towards another session of our part of our session in which we will discuss further on the topic. I have a few questions which I have received from our young members.
Hmm.
If any of our viewers has any question or comments regarding our discussion topic, then I would like to request you all to drop them in the comment box. We will try our best to address your questions within our time frame. So the let's move into another part. The first question goes like this: how does personal branding help someone, let's say a beginner, to expand and rise further in his or her professional life? Like if I wanted to start my career, how would I start my personal branding?
Okay. Okay. So, like I said earlier, you need to ask few very important questions to yourself. First, what do you stand for as your value? What is one thing that you would probably, and I say this, you don't have to be a doctor and personal brand yourself as a doctor. It's not important. I happen to be in an industry which is digital marketing, and that's what I love. So, somebody recently asked me, what's your hobby? And I realized my hobby is I love reading blogs. I like doing a lot of research work, and I do that on a YouTube and Google. So I realize what I love and what I do is very same. But in a personal branding space, you might be a doctor, but you want to personal brand yourself as a doctor who loves fashion, right? So it has nothing to do with what you do in your day to day life. You can be a you can be a let's I'm just trying to do it as a polar opposite. You might be a lawyer who loves to cook food, right? So it
Yeah.
is completely different, right? But then you can still personal brand yourself. Personal branding is personal, and I say this, I to my student a lot of time I give them like a step by step tool, and I say this, even if you are going to follow it step by step, it is you will still stand as a completely different person than who I am, because it's you. And nobody, and people say, why do you share all your things when you're teaching? Why do you share all? Aren't you scared that people will copy stuff, people will see? It's not, it is, it can't happen. Like, you are a different person and I'm a different person. Even if I try, I can't be Priyanka. So I know there's nothing as such. So first ask yourself about the vision, mission, and ask yourself what do you love most, and see the possibility that can you monetize it in a future. Because if you are not monetizing it, then you're only doing it for attention. You getting my point? So
Yeah.
you are only doing it for attention, and that attention, if there is no way out of that attention, if you're not able to build anything substantial, it can be either impact or it can be a monetary thing. Okay, so it can be an impact that you want to build, which a lot of people end up being building a lot of impact. So tomorrow when they say, when they start an initiative, there are a lot of people who will follow them. So either you need to stand as an impact, or you want to build tomorrow as a some monetary, some business or something that you have to start where you want to use that. But if you're not going to do both, you are a person who loves Anandale boss, no? Anandale, like you don't want much in life. You're a relaxed, and I meet a lot of people who are very relaxed. They don't want to do much in life, and I look at them and I feel so happy, because it's okay not to do anything. There is so much of pressure that you have to do. I think it's cool, but if you are that person, that don't build personal brand, because that is only be a baggage for you, that you feel like, oh, you have to be certain way, certain type, speak certain way. So I really don't consider that from my end. I believe if you have a mission, if you have something that you want to do about it, then you start this journey. And the first way and the first tip that I do is, please go to your Instagram and change your bio, change your bio, a place where people love writing quotes, long, long quotes with the sun, star, moon, flowers. Change that and put what you want to be known for. In my case, it is digital marketing trainer. So that's how I want to be known for. There, I can give a lot of other introduction about myself, but I like to be called as a trainer because that's what I feel I'm most comfortable and I love most. So yeah, like I said, don't feel it has to be certain way or she has done isari, the other person has done isari, so I want to replicate it. No, you just have to do it. A lot of people are more like social. I don't like Instagram, I don't like Facebook. So okay, if you don't like any of these aspects, then I think the other person in a very recent session, somebody said, how do I build a personal brand without being available online? It was a question asked to me. And I said, see, if you are not online and to build a brand, it's not that you can't, you still can build a personal brand. But the fact is, the time it took me or it took me 3 years to stand myself as a digital marketer, as a personal brand. And if you want to build it offline, the time will be probably take 10 years, right? If you want to do it, go ahead. But it's going to take 10 years of your time. Now the choice is yours. Do you want to spend 10 years of your life trying to build that brand, or you want to do it quick? So that's my answer to your
So,
question.
so in short, you just have to be yourself while branding yourself,
Correct.
obviously.
Correct.
Okay, so another question. Has the digital revolution made it easier for personal branding? What are the areas that we should particularly focus on to get maximum benefits from personal branding using digital mediums?
Can you repeat that question? I did understood the
Okay,
first part.
okay. I'll repeat the whole question. Has the digital revolution made it easier for personal branding? What
Mhm.
are the areas that we should particularly focus on to get maximum benefits from personal branding using digital mediums?
Okay. Thank you so much for this question. Wonderful question, right? So, what I want to start saying is digital revolution has 100% helped to build up. Like I said, otherwise, it would have taken 10 years for people to know some person as a personal brand, right? So, that's number one. So, it has tremendously, I mean, anybody, and I say this as a part of my course also, which I'm teaching to my students, like you have to start thinking as a long term vision. So in that way, if you start today, in less than 90 days you can build your brand, you can build your personal brand. At least that would be a foundation you can build in the 90 days, right? So that's what I say. um, it wouldn't have been possible if it was not digital. So that 90 days that I'm talking about, where you have to take certain steps, do certain things, that wouldn't be possible in 10 years if it wasn't digital. So that's answer your first question. Now the second one that I want to talk about, how you can maximize the leverage of personal branding. Priyanka, I just want to tell you without feeling any guilty that COVID-19 pandemic is the best thing happened in terms of digital revolution.
Digital.
It's,
It's true.
it is. And I
Uh,
want to say it without feeling guilty. I do understand that it has impacted our lives. It is such a hard time as a human being, as a lot of people who have lost job, and there are so many things that are negative end that I do consider myself. We haven't been able to travel, we haven't been able to do a lot of stuff. Going out is you have to think 5 times. Like I wasted 2 hours today in a bank because people were standing and it was a long line, right? So all that is there. However, in terms of maximizing it, so I'm not sure how many people are looking at it, but me being in a digital industry, it is going to be a time where people are only going to see you online. Like Priyanka, you are in Butwal, I'm in Kathmandu right now. We don't know each other. We don't know each other. And so
Mhm.
similarly, I have done so many different, I've done so many different events. I would have never been able to be a part of those events if it was not digital. And tomorrow, just in a less than 4 5 years, I can already see that people are only going to judge you according to what you have put it out on a social media. So Priyanka may not know what Shweta does. Okay, does she really runs a organization? Does she really have a business? Because she's at home, like I don't know. So those are things are there, right? But people are going to judge you on how you are going to present yourself online, and that's gonna make and break thing that you just need to. If you grab it now, then you are in a right direction. If you lose this opportunity, you will definitely lose a lot of things on a table.
So it does play a very important role in personal branding.
It is.
We all do
It is.
agree with this. Right.
Yes.
So on
Yes.
this note, I would like to move into a short break. Please stay tuned. We will be right back. Welcome back after the break.
Hello.
We just received Hello. We just received a question from one of our viewers, Podel.
Mhm.
Question is goes like this: Ram loves acting. He has acted in some videos. Two sentence. Ram thinks I'm very good actor, and Sham thinks Ram is a good actor. Which is personal branding? Thinking yourself as best or making others to think that he she is best.
Okay, definitely. I think Yuvraji himself knows that which one is the right answer. So Ram is a good actor is the right answer. So of course, you talking about yourself does not matter. It should be other people perceiving you as you are an expert in that field is what matters. So without a doubt, Ram is a good actor is the right phrase or right answer to your question. Um, in this, I think the right question I want to or highlight on in this particular question is how do we build that perception that Ram is a good actor? So how is going to Priyanka build that perception for rest of the people that Priyanka is a good teacher trainer, that Priyanka is Priyanka loves or Priyanka likes doing. So how to do how to make people believe or perceive Priyanka as a good is what personal branding is. So I think personal branding we end up taking it as a result, but it's not the result. It is the process. A lot of time
Process.
we think, yeah, so we need to understand that personal branding is a process where Ram is considered as a good actor. Ram may be a good actor, may not be a good actor, but Ram has built a strategy that Ram is constantly putting it out, and brand is nothing but a perception. It is not tangible. You can't see it, touch it. It's a perception that you're building. So I think thank you so much, Yuraji, uh, for that question that you have shared with us. That also helped me to highlight the aspect of a building. So building a brand is a perception. So yeah, that's what I want to say.
So you have to build a good strategy while branding yourself.
Correct. It is nothing but a strategy. It is not that
So
somebody woke up and people have recognized it that, oh, Priyanka is a great teacher or trainer. It is neither. It will happen even. Okay, so I'll just give you another example. If you're a very awesome trainer but you don't talk about your training, you are Priyanka loves training, and Priyanka is a working professional who works as a trainer, but chances are people may not even realize that Priyanka is a girl who loves training and she is doing good in a training. Her student loves her. It may not happen if you don't plan it, if you don't strategize it. So there is a difference. So if you understand that, and that process is what we call it personal branding.
okay. So next question, talking about digitalization, how do you see the progress Nepal has made in terms of digitalization and digital awareness and technological development? Are you happy with that? What do you think should be done on the government's part to address that?
Okay, Priyanka, thank you so much for asking this question. Now, this question I can go for probably an hour on what government should. First, I believe that I think it's only the people we are lucky to be a part of a community. We all are. Luckily, Priyanka, you are part of a Orators House team. I'm a part of a community that is very thriving. All of them are kind of they want to learn more. They want to push themselves forward, and they're not scared of a failure. So we are lucky that we are a part of a community, as in a youth community, tech community, or whatever sort of community. Yours is leadership community, right? But I'm a part of a tech community and a little bit of a digital community. So what I'm trying to, if I have to say, if I have to rate it in a scale of what government should, or what, not just government, but the private sector also. Now, like I said earlier, there's this thing that, oh, the person is slightly let's say being a personal brand is also you being able to voice out for certain things. That's the leverage that you get, because people will listen to you, people will hear you, but people will also criticize you because you are putting yourself out there and talking about it. So I think not just government but the private sector also. First, women needs to be encouraged to build personal brand, to do things that they want in life. That's number one. Um, Priyanka, let me just break another myth to you that build a personal brand for a man, it's easy in terms of men, they don't have a mindset issues. For a woman, it's a mindset issue. It's not like your mom will say, don't build a personal brand. But for women, the way we are born and brought up and the society structure is, it does not allow us to voice out. So today I see a lot of things about digital marketing that I see right and wrong. That because I am a part of this industry and I've seen good and bad. So I'm allowed to speak my opinion, right? And I really it's okay. You can disagree with what you think, but then I'm still allowed to speak up. But in a personal branding in this space, suppose you're coming from a medical industry, you're coming from a lawyer industry, you're coming from finance industry, and Priyanka, if you have to put yourself out and talk about it, then there is a mindset, there's a lot of patriarchy, there are a lot of other things that will make you like, why is this girl talking about it? Why is like, I have been a doctor for last 10 years. She's just being graduated MD Bakari. Why is she being so vocal? So it is, people will stop you. And I think when I say government definitely needs to take a responsibility for bridging that gap of we being leveraging those community ourselves in our life, but there are so many people who have no access to these communities. So I think there has to be something to bridge that gap. And the other part is women needs to feel secure to open up, and then When I say personal branding, I always talk about how you are going to leverage it in your professional life. So if we are not even allowed to think about the profession that we want, until अस्ति 2-4 वर्ष अगाडि मात्रै सम्म पढ्ने मात्रै हो, पढ्ने मात्रै हो, पढेपछि काम साम अब एउटा जागिर भएपछि 10-12 हजार पाउने जागिर भएपछि अब बिहा गर्ने पालो भइसक्यो. So that's the mentality. We don't have that kind of a that kind of freedom to think beyond it. No, I want to build my career in my industry. I want to be one of the A player in my industry. So that freedom is not given. For me, I use this strategy because in my mind, I don't care what the world says, but I want to do good in my industry. Is why I want to use a marketing strategy to come forward, right? But then, if we are not allowed to even think beyond our 9 to 5, then how is anybody going to leverage such things? So that answers my question.
Indeed. So, since you have been pursuing the field of digital marketing and also motivating others to apply methods of personal branding digitally, I would love to know the changes you experienced in your life after coming into this field.
Okay, so thank you. Yet another great question, which I want to share as a slightly, I'll just try to make it as short as possible as a story. So, Priyanka, I told you before we had a pre session. So, to all the people who are watching us, so we had a pre session. So, where I got to know that Priyanka lived in a Delhi, and I've lived in a Bangalore for 7 years, and I've lived in a Lucknow for 4 years. So, my most of my education is from the India,
From India.
and that yeah, so that way we both connect, right? We had this conversation before. Okay, now coming back to the story of how I have leveraged or what kind of changes I have seen myself. When I came to Kathmandu, I wanted to take a break from what I was working in India for 2.5 years in a company called as HP, which is considered as a multinational company. Yeah, it's there. But then I was looking for something more. I was not happy with the corporate structure. I wanted to do something that is my own, but then I have no idea where do I start from. But I knew that I wanted to do it in a digital space. So when I came to Kathmandu, I have all my cousins who have flew to a different part of the world. So there are no cousins left in Nepal or in Kathmandu, which means I came here and I have nobody,
No
like
one.
literally nobody. Now I didn't study here. I didn't study in Kathmandu. I don't know the roads. I don't know the people. I don't know the lifestyle here. And it was me coming from India to Kathmandu, right? And neither my mom and dad lives in Kathmandu. So a fun fact is I had to make sure that I get into the right kind of a crowd, right kind of a community. I get the right kind of opportunities, the right kind of a job. So if I have to look at myself in last 3 years, most of the opportunities that I've got, it's neither by anybody's or some mummy, daddy, some uncle, auntie's recommendation. Never in my life. It has always been that, oh, I've seen your thing. Oh, I've seen your video. Oh, I've heard you in a training. So would you like to work? So everything that has boiled down today is because I've been consciously practicing personal branding. Second, I've always been putting myself out there without me stopping myself because we are from the patriarchal society, or women are not supposed to think beyond her limits or beyond her capabilities. We have to push ourselves, so that's important. So those are the things that and if I have to judge my own journey, I think I have solid good friends here. I have solid good let's say work professional community around myself. I also have a people in a different sector that I can go to and talk about. And now I feel like Kathmandu is my home. I'm flying to Nepalganj day after tomorrow. That's where my mom and dad lives. And mom is like, come home. And I said, I'm already in home. I'm already home, which means I have all my friends here now, and I don't know. So this is everything. I wouldn't have been able to build it if I wouldn't have been able to pay my bills today in a pandemic situation where lots of people are struggling. I am most of the time is so like in this time I'm probably working 9 to 10 hours to 12 hours in a stretch. So that's how I want to sum up.
And somewhat related to this question only, what are the first three things comes to your mind when you think about personal branding?
Okay, so what
Only
do
three
I?
things.
Okay, three things. One, content. Another one is industry, and the medium. Which medium are you going to leverage most? I've used Facebook for myself to leverage most. I would love to use YouTube as a medium secondary, but then one is content, second is medium, sorry, second is industry, third is medium. And try to pick an industry that is profitable, so that when you are putting a lot of effort in building a personal brand, you can monetize it as quickly as you can.
Okay, this question is interesting. How can a person measure or identify the effectiveness of a personal branding? How can we know if it's working or not?
Okay, that's a very tricky one because sometimes you really don't know if it is working or not. But I would like to consider it as a way. There are two methods that I like to consider. One, are you getting all kind of a right opportunities or not? Are you getting right opportunities? Because you might be getting opportunities that are wrong, that are not relevant. That's not what you want. But if you are getting a right kind of opportunities, then you are heading in a right direction. Now, another way to judge, are you making money or not? That's very important. Are you making money or not? Because all this strategy, all this planning, and all this effort that you put in, if you are at the end of the day is not being able to encash somewhere, it does not make any sense. And again, it can be impact as well. It can be impact. I don't want to be greedy talking about money, but I love money in a different way. But again, impact is one another thing.
Everyone does love money, without any doubt.
Priyanka, fun fact. Priyanka, fun fact. A lot of girls are even shy to say that they love money because they think they will be judged, and there are so many preconceived notions that I'm. This is how can you talk about money so much? It's like what? Like you're running a business, you got to talk about money, but then it's like no, you're not supposed to. It sounds very rude. It sounds very mean. It's like that's the world we live in.
but but no matter what you do, you will be judged in every situation, in every time you will be judged.
That conversation, Priyanka, maybe you and I can have for another 1 hour. So yeah.
So we have almost come to the end of our show. Here I would like to delve into a bit of a different area, which is women power. Both of us being girls, of course. Also being
Mhm.
a young entrepreneur yourself, what do you think about the current scenario regarding women in entrepreneurship and
Mhm.
leadership roles in Nepal? This
Uh,
question has to come.
okay, I'm happy to answer that question. I if I have to look at it from my way, like the way I see it, I think first of all we have to take that mindset away that we are a woman and how are we going to do it. So that's the social structure they have built, that oh, you are a woman, so you have to think, you have to limit your belief, you have to limit yourself. So first of all, taking that fact away from it that we are women, we are an individual. Priyanka is an individual and Sweta is an individual. So as rest of our team member at the Orator House Butwal are all individual. And what can you do and what can you do best at your own place, sector, industry we are in, and whatever domain that you choose. So first we need to think that that is the one thing. And the second is, I think we got to stand and fight within our own friends, family, relatives, country to be ourselves. Which means that I don't say that be a nice girl. I think nice people does, it's a myth. There is nothing called as nice. Do you want to cry inside your heart and be nice on the front? I think it's better to be rude up front. I'm not saying be rude, don't be rude, but I'm saying it's better to be yourself, and somebody is not liking you, then it's okay. Let it be. Like you are not here to please everyone. So that's another thing. Be yourself. If you want to do something, you want to be a doctor, but you want to be a fashionable doctor, then be it. Like there is nothing like, oh, you can't be this and you can't be that. You can be both if you wish to. But again, there's a lot of things that you have to fight for in a personal level, professional level. But be ready for a fight, man. Come on. We are I think it's the generation where we have a lot of leverage, and there is nothing like a man or woman. I think it's an individual skill set to become an entrepreneur. We always say this. I like to say this. It's hard for men also. It's a long run for men. It's equally, but the fact that we keep ourselves a cap that we are a woman, that makes it more miserable. So let's not keep that cap. Let's think that "Oh, ulai pani garo cha, malai pani garo cha," but we just have to figure things out. He's also figuring out, I'll also figure out. So just keep that in mind. I think half of the baggage will be over. We are already in a winning position if we do that.
Everyone have to be a fighter, no matter men or women.
Exactly. And we got to understand that fighting is not bad. That's also the social structure. That if we see something, body bolo नराम्रो, body बोल्नु कुन अवस्थामा नराम्रो, जुन अवस्थामा तपाईले बोलेको कुरा, you don't know, you don't have any foundation, you don't have any knowledge, and then you speak too much, then it's bad. But you know what you're talking, you know your grounds, you know your domain and industry, it's not bad. It is standing for yourself.
Okay, the most awaited question. I'm not sure if you are into reading or not, but we have been asking this question with our every guest, all guests, as we also want to promote the reading culture. So, do you
Mhm.
read books?
Oh, I do read books, and I'm doing myself. It's a personal thing. I'm doing 90 days challenge for my own self, where I'm taking a time out in the morning with a cup of warm water or something, and I sit and read. But I'm reading a lot of entrepreneur related book, which is business, entrepreneurship, and mindset. So there is one of my favorite book is $100 Startup. So yeah, if somebody is an entrepreneur here who wants to read, I think that one book changed a lot of my perception about how I want to be in a digital industry. So that's one book that I would recommend if anybody is wanting to read.
I was about to ask you the same question.
What?
So,
What?
what is your favorite book or any book you could recommend our viewers?
Okay. Yeah,
So,
definitely.
this was the end of our second part of this session. We are so thankful that you managed time for us from your busy schedule. We are so obliged to you. Is in the end, is there anything you want to add on or any message you want to give to our viewers?
Okay, if I really have to give anything, and I would like to use as a personal branding topic itself, one thing that I say in a lot of event when I'm talking about personal branding is about telling your story. Like in this last 1 hour, if you realize or if you go through this audio once again or video once again, it is about you being authentic and you being real and you telling that story without you being guilty about it, right? Like I say, there's so many things that I've shared right now. So you can't become a personal brand if you don't accept yourself, your flaws, your thing. So in that way, I think become an authentic personal brand. There are not in Nepal because Nepal ma अझै पनि personal branding is a new thing, but out in a different part of the world, people have use personal branding as a strategy. They have abused it already, and people are fooling other peoples in a digital space because when you follow step by step, like I said, in 90 days, you can build a personal brand if you follow step by step. If you use the method and strategy, it looks because it's digital. You don't know. Priyanka, real matiste, okay? Priyanka is just putting it out there because she has followed someone's method. That method has been read, studied, and process got a refined voice. So method Priyanka. I don't know Priyanka's genuine person or not. So people in abroad have used and abused also. In Nepal, we are just in a position of trying to adopt it and use it oily. So, but still, I do meet people who talk about and say, "मलाई personal brand छिटो बन्नु छ, कसरी बन्ने भन्नुहोस् न." As if like it's a neat goopy. I can tell them, and they will
Recipe.
follow it. They'll follow it, and it becomes a personal brand. So it does not work that way. So you can't, if you want to do it fast and quick, I don't think so there is any solution that I would definitely not even engage with the people who look for a short term stuff. So if you really want to genuinely build it, it's going to take time, it's going to take your, and if you build an authentic personal brand tomorrow, like I said, it's ever evolving. I don't know tomorrow if I want to be called myself as a digital marketing trainer or not, because I'm not sure about where I want to lead in life. So it's ever evolving, and do not hesitate to evolve with time, because people are also in personal branding. That's another thing outside that I've read already, where people are like, what if I make a move, what if make I make a shift, and what if like people will stop following me, people will stop doing business with me, people will do this. So that's a lot of that's one transition that a lot of people have to go through it. But the reality is, with all the thesis case studies that I've studied, it's only gonna benefit you if you evolve according to the time and becoming another version of yourself, which is a better version of yourself. That being said, I think that's all I want to share.
Obviously, good things takes time.
Correct. Correct.
Thank you for this wonderful message and for explaining such a broad topic, and I would say difficult topic, in such a easy and understandable way. We are so obliged that you came here and gave your views. In last, I would like to thank all the viewers who joined us today in Orators House Butwal. This program is initiated by Think In Group in collaboration with Possible Foundation, and the educational partner is the Next Education Consultancy. See you next week with the new speaker. Till then, bye bye. Take care. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Thank you.
Thank you, Priyanka. Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Bye bye.
खण्डमा एउटा आगो हो, जलाउँछ यसले, जल्न चाहनेका लागि आगो हो, विष हो एउटा यो।
त्यसलाई पनि कम गर्न सक्छ फायर आर्म्स हो।
मेरो रूप इष्ट छ, म बुवा छु। सर्वा युनिषु कौन्तेय मूर्तयः सम्भवन्त्यः तिसम्भ्रमा महद्युनिर् अहम्।
That gives me that confidence to challenge जेसुकै पर्छ, जेसुकै आउँछ। यदि मैले प्रश्न आजभोलि मैले गर्न सक्छु कि सक्दिनँ भनेर सोध्न छोड्दिएँ।
Very beautifully and very strong, that is called subconscious mind. Friends, यो सबकन्सियस माइन्ड यस्तो माइन्ड हो जसलाई भनिन्छ तपाईको
हुन्छ भन्ने पनि एउटा कन्भर्सेसन छ। सो गभर्नमेन्टले
कहिले आउँछस् बा केराला हुँदा आमाले अर्थाएको चिठीको बेहोराको अन्तमा बा केराला हुँदा आमाले अर्थाएको चिठीको बेहोराको अन्तमा